everyone, welcome to episode 111 of Formidable Opponents, a show that pits three people who have known each other virtually their entire lives in a series of conversations as we argue what is best, or in this case, the worst, in a variety of fun, engaging, and critical pop culture topics we all debate about. I'm Randall, and with me as always, Bob and Joseph, and this week's topic is worst dancing in a music video. Ladies and gentlemen, on this episode of Formidable Opponents, we are questioning the very fabric of reality. We have spent the last week combing through the archives of the internet where awkward dance moves go to die. No, not TikTok, but rather we sifted through the tragic ballet that is and was incredibly bad music video dancing. When we view this tornado of bad decisions we made when we were younger, we can only conjure up a mental picture of our most embarrassing moments. Some stories grow to take a life of their own, but without documentation, you're free of reliving these bad decisions over and over again. Unfortunately, that is clearly not the case with a music video. We used to rewatch terrible videos on VHS where the droning hum of an aging tape represented the decay of hope for all the future we envisioned, as we witnessed endless and unnecessary hip gyrations and the flailing of arms. But now, thanks to the internet, they live on. They live on past YouTube videos. They are now short reels, memes, and the humiliation of what may have been forgotten now lives on in embarrassing epic proportions. Yes, we may be insulting these victims of self-choreography, but know that they've provided us joy, laughter, and the confidence that we can go out there and not do any worse. This week, Formidable Opponents debates and discusses worst dancing in a music video. As always, I'm joined by two guys who, unlike the artists we'll be discussing today, are wise enough to keep it simple like Kevin James and Hitch. Bob and Joseph, how are you guys doing?
Stay home. As long as I have Jack Daniels, man, I don't give a shit. I'm either going to enjoy myself or not remember it.
That's pretty much the only time I'm going to do anything is if I'm pretty drunk. And you all, I think you all know, like, okay, if you see me doing something, you all have discussions among yourselves. Say, oh shit, Joseph's drunk.
Joseph's drunk. There he goes. He's walking on the dance floor. Uh-oh. I once saw him dance. There's some, we were at South by Southwest, and there was some old lady. She just asked
She wasn't old.
She was old enough. She was old enough. Asking people to dance, and she asked Joseph, you want to dance? Joseph's like, sure. They're the only two on the fucking dance floor, which was epically awesome.
We had to be in our late 20s, and she was in her 40s.
Yeah, she was in her 40s. We're in it, but it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they were the only two on the dance floor, and it made me proud to be his buddy there.
And instead of exchanging phone numbers, she just gave you her Medicaid bracelet. Just
the only thing she gave him.
Guys, speaking of dancing, have you ever had any embarrassing moments on the dance floor yourselves? Have you ever been?
I don't put myself in such situations.
No, I don't think so. I know I'm a terrible dancer, so I had to dance like at my wedding. Usually, all the times I've danced, I've been drunk, so I really didn't give a shit.
Same here. I
don't have any like false hopes that I'm a decent dancer or a good dancer. I'm pretty sure I'm a terrible dancer, but it's all good.
I think we're 3 for 3 on the terrible dancing. I'm a terrible dancer. Yeah, never gonna. I remember one time I got really into a song one time, and this girl I was dancing with, she kind of stood back and looked at me, and she went, "Woo!" And it's like I freaked out and like walked out on the dance floor.
And you're like, "Oh fuck, quit froze up! You froze up, sissy! Come on, man!"
Yes, that was last week. No, that was back in my early 20s.
That's
much
hilarious.
More confidence.
You walked off after
but
that.
she gave like the bring it fingers, like woo, like she stood back, like let's see what you got. And I'm like, no,
he's like, no. You weren't supposed to be paying attention to me.
Exactly. Pay attention to the Wham song on the dance floor.
Look at my eyes, don't look at my hips.
So, Bob, fun topic to talk about. We're done with Lovelorn February, and we immediately wanted to jump into something that was fun and light to talk about. And Bob, you selected this topic. Tell us why.
Just like any other fun or dumb or hilarious topic, it started with drinking. We were hanging out and drinking on a Saturday night, and I think one of the music videos, probably one that we're going to mention in our honorable mentions or one of our picks, pops on YouTube because we spend our nights usually, if there's no fights going on or games, we usually have YouTube music videos playing throughout the night, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 70s, whatever comes up. And this music video came on, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, dude, the dancing is so terrible. Why the fuck would they let this person dance on a music video? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. The next video came on, and again, somebody else dancing, and you're like, they have no business dancing. So that's when I sent the clip to you all. I believe I I messaged you all with the clip of one of the music videos. I posted one of them or two of them on our Instagram account, and I got a few responses from some of our buddies, some of our fans too, which is pretty great. But yeah, that's where the whole idea came from.
In your opinion, what are the key ingredients that contribute to a music video having cringe-worthy dance moments? What are you looking for?
Bad dancing, obviously. Somebody with no rhythm dancing. Jesus Christ, Joseph! Imagine you're listening to 9 Inch Nails, and their lead singer starts dancing. You're like, what the fuck would he be doing dancing? He has no business. If your genre doesn't fit dancing, why the fuck are you dancing?
What contributes to it as well is also, or maybe they just go hand in hand. I don't know. No, well, that too, but I do want to say outfit as well. Like if you're like, sometimes we see some of these videos that we might mention or honorable mention, or just like that we see and discuss. Sometimes they're just wearing something usually outrageous with it as well, or just a little, unique. Let's just say that.
Can I mention something? Can I add to that? Have you all seen Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses?
Oh, that's a good one.
Axl Rose is wearing the tightest leather pants I think I've ever seen in my life. And also, he has his shirt tied in a knot in the back, like a girl who's wearing her brother's shirt who ties it because it's too big.
It's too big.
I'm like, why the fuck do you have a knot tied in the back of your shirt and then those leather pants? And he's trying to dance, or I don't know if he's trying to adjust his jump
crab walk, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. That was his signature move, his little thing. I think it's kind of stupid, but who am I to talk, right? Like we just mentioned right now. I don't fucking
make fun of him, Joe. You didn't even like him.
Yes. I don't like him.
So to me, it boils down to one thing. If the dancing is more memorable than the song, I mean, there are exceptions because obviously Thriller, you think of the video more so than you do the song, but they go hand in hand. But if the dancing is more memorable than the song, that to me is never a good thing. MC Hammer, you can't touch this. He's wearing the big baggy pants, to your point, Joseph. And it was cool at the time, but in retrospect, it's one of the dumbest, worst videos in the history of music videos. But Hammer was like the pinnacle of early 90s dancers.
A lot of video, like some videos that we looked at, and a lot of it comes in the 80s because the 80s was dance. Like that was all, like most of it was dance. And we saw a lot of it. We've seen a lot of 80s music videos where the dance is a little bit out there. But hey, that was of the time, what they were doing, those moves and whatnot. The Hammer dance was insane with those baggy pants too as well. I'm sorry, Bob. I interrupted you.
No, I'd much rather have the Hammer dance and see Vanilla Ice dance and Ice Ice Baby. That was fucking terrible as well.
Wham's Wake Me Up Before You Go. We have a rule here. We don't make fun of George Michael. He's a
George
beloved.
Michael is a saint.
But is that a bad dancing music video?
I mean, but you know what? Here's the thing. It goes with the fucking song, man. It goes with the song. You have this song that's kind of out there and like,
happy-go-lucky, right?
Yeah, happy-go-lucky, and the dance is happy-go-lucky too. And he's wearing like the yellow gloves with the cutout fingers too as well, right? Yeah, I think the dancing matches the song. You know what I mean? It's not like Vanilla Ice trying to sing gangster rap and then dancing like that. And you're like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Good points. Do you guys think that bad dancing in music videos adds to the entertainment value, or does it distract from the overall experience?
Now it does. I think now it adds to the entertainment value, immensely. Back then when we were kids, when we were young teenagers, I don't know, when you're really into a band and you see them do something, it might distract you from how good the song might have been or could have been. But now I think it's just all entertainment value.
Only if the song for me is like a not particularly my taste or anything like that. Yeah, if the song is good and the video is a little weird or a little bit out there or more talked about because of the dancing or somebody doing something resembling dancing in the video, it's not going to distract me. I like the song. If I like the song, then it's cool. It's fine with me. But I think only if the song is bad and the dancing is even worse, you just completely takes away from it. Yeah, I think so.
I agree. I think it detracts and it distracts from the song. I think it's unintentional comedy and it becomes the running joke. So when you think about these songs and when we get to our honorable mentions and our selections, first thing we're going to think of is more than likely it's going to be the dancing. Although some of these songs are spectacular, but then you say, there's a caveat there. There's some terrible dancing, or it's very visually unstimulating because of the era or because of what the lead singer did. And some of these songs are great, but when the laughter overtakes the music, it's a huge foul up. It's a screw up, man. Because we are... Go ahead, Bob.
No, yeah, I was going to agree with you 100%. What's worse about it, dude, is that the people dancing, they're 100% committed and sold and like into it.
Yeah.
And us fans are like, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. Why would they be doing that? And they're so into it, which makes it even worse, I think.
We're such a visual society. The aesthetics of the music video carries the legacy of the song just as much as the music itself. If I'm at a bar or something and for some reason they're having an 80s theme night, Iran comes out, you're thinking of the hair, you're thinking
The
of
country.
You're thinking of the country, you're thinking of the piano playing with one finger. It's just like Beastie Boys with Sabotage. You're thinking of the cool music video, the aesthetics of it all.
Yeah.
So music videos for decades was a powerful instrument that was just as important as the song itself. And if you screwed it up, well, your song was compromised.
Yeah, dude, I agree with that 1,000,000%. Yeah, the music video was, I think it's just as important. I think you said we're visual people, and a lot of songs are connected to the video. As much as we'd like to say, well, let's not talk about the video, let's just talk about the song. If they had a very popular music video or a very terrible music video, like there's no way to separate the two. They're always be connected.
Absolutely. So how do you think advancements in dance and choreography have influenced the perception of older music videos with what might now be considered bad dance moves? I'll start just to put some context to the question. People who have done TikTok dances, you're going to be laughed at by generations to come. There's going to be young people reviewing these videos and posting their videos, making fun of your videos. But yes, things are much more choreographed now, and that's a good thing. What do you guys think? Has the dancing improved? Have we, as a society and a music video viewing audience, have we seen better choreography, better dancing?
Everything is like you mentioned, like on TikTok, it's all TikTok dances and things like that. Always everybody like the what was that dance, like, which is looked cool if you can do it. There's this dance that everybody was fucking doing.
I'm just kidding.
No, it was similar. What was it called? Is the slick back or something where it looks like you're kind of gliding? I don't know how to describe it, but I was like, well, shit, I can't do that shit. And if you can do it perfectively, it looks
the electric
like
slide.
It's something like that. It's something you're sliding across the floor, but it looks like you're not even touching the ground. And nowadays, it's all TikTok. So I'm assuming that these dances that these people that get famous or not, I don't want to call them famous, but just get, do a dance on TikTok that becomes popular or whatever, and suddenly a bunch of people are doing it. I think, I mean, it's not necessarily choreographed, but does it make it into a music video? Sure, if it's something so popular and a new artist or some new popular artist, pop artist, whatever, I don't know, whoever does a music video, they might incorporate it into that. There was that dance that was really popular that kid was doing, like with the swish one, like it was popular for a long time. Was it with the hands? Like, I don't know. I mean,
oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm
too old for that.
It's not so much. I don't think it's so much choreographers as it is just random people doing shit that people find really cool, and then they just end up copying it, and put it in the video.
Yeah, I don't know if choreography is like made it better. Ask Kevin Bacon, man. I'm sure he'd say dancing's a feeling, man. I don't think just because it's more choreographed now doesn't make it necessarily better. Everybody's got their own stupid TikTok dance that they're doing. You see it in celebrations with kids or with athletes, and it's all over the place, which is cool. But I mean, I don't necessarily think it makes the music video better because it's more choreographed. I'm sure somebody somewhere in the 80s was like, I got this down to a T. These are the exact moves you're gonna do, and it still came out pretty fucking terrible.
The power of dancing is so
power
immense.
Of love.
I'll take you back to the Motown 25th anniversary when Michael Jackson, was on stage with his brothers. His brothers left, and he did Billie Jean, and he debuted the moonwalk. He did all the Michael Jackson moves. That night alone, Michael Jackson went from the most successful Jackson brother to the biggest superstar in the world. That's the power of movement. That's the power of dancing. So a lot of these individuals use this for a platform to showcase their multi-talents, just like James Brown did, just like,
James Brown was a fucking man.
So many of these other great musicians who incorporated dance moves in their sets and in their videos. They knew that they had another tool to engage the audience, and it was like a superpower. And I think that's what made Michael Jackson the biggest superstar. Was, yes, he was an amazing singer, one of the best voices of all time, but his dance moves separated him from everybody else because nobody could move like that guy. So very important thing.
True.
Let's go to honorable mentions. Bob, what do you got for us?
I got a few, man. So I'll start off with Come On Eileen. Bunch of dudes in overalls that can't dance for shit. Yeah, watch that music video. The dancing is terrible. The outfits are terrible. Goes hand in hand with what you said, Joe. The outfits. And then next up, we have Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up. He should have given up on dancing, man. Even the background dancers are terrible. There's actually a scene in the music video where the bartender kind of like stops what he's doing. He looks over like in disgust, like, what the fuck are these white people? Jesus Christ. Terrible, terrible dancing, dude. I saw that music video earlier today, and I couldn't stop laughing. I also have Fatboy Slim Praise You. I don't give a shit if it's interpretive dance. I interpret it as shitty dancing. It's terrible there. Didn't like that video at all.
Yeah.
I want to mention this because we've mentioned it, and probably one of the worst dancing in the streets, Mick Jagger.
Yes.
David Bowie. It's so fucking terrible. This is Joseph's pick back then. Joseph, what was it? Worst music video, or what did we do that for?
Yeah, I think it was like worst 80s music video.
Worst 80s music video. Oh, terrible dance. Mick Jagger's just trying to sell it, man, and he's just so bad. He's a great frontman, probably one of the best of all time, lead singers, one of the best rock bands of all time, but his dancing is just no. And I have you all folks know that Randall's said on multiple occasions that Mick Jagger is the sexiest dancer, or something along those lines. Go back and listen.
Not those exact words, but close enough.
Close enough. Drake. Hotline Bling, dude. Yes. Shout out to Joe Michael for this one. He messaged that night I was drinking and posting music videos about worst dance video. He mentioned this one to me. Watching it, Drake. What the fuck are you doing, man? In Timberlands and a turtleneck. I don't know. I didn't get it. It wasn't. Drake's a pretty cool dude, man. And seeing him dance like that, I was like, oh man, that's not cool. That doesn't really work. Last, I have an assignment for you all. If you're a fan of Tears for Fears, I need you to go to YouTube and look up the music video for Mad World. Please, folks, just do me this favor. Go to YouTube, put this music video on, and I need you to fast forward to 1 minute and 47 seconds. Not 46 seconds, Ren. 1 minute and 47 seconds, and you will see some of the weirdest, funkiest, awful dancing I think I've ever seen. It's like, oh, man, it's like the 80s dork, like from 16 Candles, John Cryer, like dancing. It's just bad. You see the lead singer singing in the background through the window. You see some dude standing by like the pond dancing, and it's just fucking, it's awful. So please, guys, Tears for Fears, Mad World, fast forward, go to the music, fast forward 1 minute, 47 seconds, and you will laugh your ass off. I guarantee it.
I, of course, can't not mention Dancing in the Street with David Bowie and Mick Jagger. That was just hilariously stupid, terrible all around. I think they were drunk, and they're just like, fuck it, let's have fun. Lotus Flower by Radiohead.
Yeah, good pick.
This is just
yes.
I don't know what he's doing. It's not that the best song either. I'm not really a Radiohead fan, but there's that one. And then more recently, I always thought this was a live performance, but it's actually the music video. I'm not trying to pick on the guy, but what the fuck are you thinking, Corey Feldman, with that Comeback King?
The Comeback King.
Like he's off from his dancers behind him. The dancers behind him look like they don't even know what he's doing.
He is Michael Jackson reincarnate, sir. I feel bad for the dude.
It's horrible. But I don't agree with the Hotline Bling. I'm gonna say that. Like that, he just looks like he's doing shit that I do in the kitchen to myself when I'm cooking.
When you're in the kitchen by yourself, that's perfectly fine. Not in a music video where you're trying to act cool.
So for my honorable mentions for worst dancing in a music video, I'll start off with the infamous Billy Squier and Rock Me Tonight.
Oh, terrible. Outfit too, Randall. Outfit too.
Outfit too, yeah.
Outfit, the dancing, everything.
Jazzercise, yes.
Yes, dude. Creative Little Pill saw it for the first time, and she was like, what is this guy doing? I was like, Randall even said this ruined his entire career.
It ruined his career. I insulted Billy Squier enough during our worst 80s music video. Please check it out because there's a lot of crossover talk with this episode. His dancing, as you mentioned, Bob, so infamously bad, it destroyed his career. He was like a teenager past his bedtime, just prancing in his room, bouncing on the sheets, throwing a fit. And Bob, we were talking about this before Joseph logged on. He had some good songs. Stroke Me, Lonely is the Night, Everybody Wants You. Yeah. This guy was a bona fide rock star. And this song and video destroyed all that.
It's like the first time seeing Kiss without makeup. He's like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
I had Gloria Estefan just for any music video. There was this comedian. I can't remember what her name was, but she was a comedian in the 90s. She said Gloria Estefan had one dance move. She would sing a line and then shuffle left and then sing another line and just shuffle right. So she was doing football drills on the stage, essentially. I had the Black Keys Lonely Boy. Have y'all seen that video?
I love that music video. Thank you. That's a great one. Oh, yeah. It stops. Oh, yeah. There it is. Yeah, I like that one.
All right. I'll take that one off my list.
They're normal people. They're normal people dancing to it. It's cool.
I don't agree with that one, but I mean, it's just having a good time. I mean,
I'd love to get that guy on the podcast.
Hey, you feel how you feel. I mean, I disagree.
I do disagree with you, Joseph, on Drake Hotline Bling. The first 20 seconds of the video is great. I don't have to tell you why. I don't know much about Drake. I do know that this is not his most famous video, but the whole song and video is just complete fuckery. I think he's just messing around. I think he's just like, I'm at the apex of my powers. I could do whatever I want and people are still going to eat it up. And that was Drake and Hotline Bling. I had Fifth Harmony with Work From Home. Now, this video was released before the coronavirus, and there may be other viruses floating around in that video if you watch it. Anyway, they are twerking on a construction site. That's not a music video. That's a website search. So I won't say which website. I also had Jessica Simpson a little bit. It's like the early 2000s smacking you right in the face. Every REM video Michael Stipe decides to dance in. It's just always a bad idea. And of course, I had Mick Jagger. Well, yeah, we'll go Mick Jagger and David Bowie dancing in the street. Funniest comment on YouTube, the director saying, "Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit." Because they were just doing whatever the fuck they wanted. This would have, and Bob, we were talking about this earlier. This would have destroyed anybody's career. The fact that they were David Bowie and Mick Jagger, they were immune to it, but anybody else, it would have fucked them up.
But like I said, the crazy thing is, like David Bowie, you could tell he just doesn't give a shit. Like he's just going through the motions, and he's high. Yeah, I'll do it. But Mick Jagger's like, just try. He's trying his best. He's really trying to get you to dance with him, and they were like, "Yeah, dude, stop it. Just stop it."
I mean, you see Mick Jagger at the start of this video, and he looks all coked out of his mind. And then you ask, how can this get any worse? And David Bowie comes out of nowhere. He's just like, the camera pans up.
Yeah, he fucking jumps out like Batman.
Man, no, you were such an innovator, David Bowie. Don't do this. Don't start prancing down the street. We expect this from Mick, but not from you, Ziggy Stardust. Come on. There's a lot of energy between them, almost too much energy. You know that quote, dance like no one is watching? Somebody should have told these motherfuckers that everybody knows
Everyone's
who they
watching.
are. And everybody knows who they are. And lastly, I had Gerardo with Rico Suave. As Hispanics.
How dare you? Look at those boots.
As Hispanics, this dude took us back a few decades. We had just made progress with Lou Diamond Phillips and Isai Morales in La Bamba, and this guy fucked that all up. He nailed every dumb stereotype we've ever faced.
That's not who he also nailed a lot of women because of it.
I mean, well, hitting on blonde women is one of the factual ones, right? But still. The video was released in 1990. There are some women in this video who probably now have high school or college aged kids. How do they explain this video to them? I don't know, but I think Rico Suave was a terrible video, but those are our honorable mentions for worst dancing in a music video. Now to get to our selections, Bob, you're kicking us off. What do you got for us?
This is the video that started the conversation. The reason why we did this show was because of this music video. I'm a big fan of 70s rock and 80s rock, but 90s music videos are pretty common around the house, especially on Saturday nights when we're drinking. And it just so happens that the Counting Crows, Mr. Jones, pops on YouTube. The music video starts, and here comes Adam Duritz. Show me some of that Spanish dancing. Dude, bro, I am Mexican. I've never seen Spanish dancing like that. Oh, my God.
Just Rico Suave, yeah.
Yeah. The gyrating and bouncing around in place, though, in his fringed leather jacket and jeans tucked into his dad's work boots. He would have tucked in his shirt too, but he was wearing a midriff. There's a lot of belly button.
Yeah, there's a lot of belly.
What the fuck is going on? I saw more of his skin than Courtney Cox did. Jesus Christ. This is why rockers shouldn't dance. There's no need for an alternative rocker or a heavy metal guy or just a rock and roll guy in general to dance, because we shouldn't dance, okay? Stick to what you're good at. Mr. Jones, pass me a bottle. I needed a bottle after watching that. I couldn't stop fucking laughing. And it's like one of those cringy things where you're like laughing on it, and then you're like, oh, man, this poor guy. Like you want to look away, but you can't type of thing. I just didn't get it, man. I didn't get it. Like the song is great. Counting Crows is one of my favorite bands of all time. I had some really great hits in the 90s, but this and the dancing, I don't understand it. And the crazy thing is he's trying to be sexy as he sings and he dances. He fucking drapes his jacket off of his left shoulder and he's like staring at it. I'm surprised he didn't bite his lip and like look shyly into the camera. You know, it's just so like awkward and weird, and I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Now, again, who am I to say shit? Because I can't dance for anything. I get it. And this guy was able to get both Courtney Cox and Jennifer Aniston. So, I mean, obviously, he's blessed. Obviously, Jesus Christ. He's blessed somewhere. Just not with, I mean, he's just not a dancer. He's not a dancer. And you know, I will give him props to the end of his day. Like, hey, dude, he got both friends from friends. Yeah, that works out perfectly. Both friends from friends. But this dancing shit, I just don't know. I just can't picture Courtney Cox sitting at home and seeing this music video and being like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck that guy. I just can't see that, man. I don't know how it correlates. I don't know. How can this guy take me home? I just don't see that. Like again, gifted must be. The dancing, the song in general is great. The music video is great, but I just don't get the dance. And the thing is, I mean, dancing is about movement and moving around. This guy does not leave his place. He stands in the same fucking place and he just jiggles and shakes and moves his arms and his shoulders. Like, I don't know. I can't explain that. It's just like terrible dancing. It's like the director said, hey, look, dude, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but don't leave your mark. Stay on your mark. Don't fucking move, bro. Don't fucking move, bro. What bothers me the most, and this is what bothers me the most about it, and we kind of mentioned it earlier, that, you know, you take it seriously. Like these guys, it's kind of more embarrassing because they took the dancing seriously. They're like, yeah, I look good. That this guy saw the music video. He saw the final cut before they posted it. And he had like a manager or somebody be like, you know what, dude? You look fucking awesome. You look sexy as hell, dude. That's the best dancing I've ever seen. Adam Derwitz, dude, you should I hope you fired that guy, or at least threw a punch or a slap or something. Hopefully you fired your wardrobe guy and you fired the choreographer, because that was terrible. It was terrible dancing. It's unforgivable. That shit is unforgivable. So Adam Derwitz, thank you for the laughs. Thank you for your great music. But this music video, oh man, the dancing just was not up to par. What do you guys think?
Well, you know, your eyes always go to movement, and there was no lack of it here.
Cringe.
If you played this video to anybody and gave them a quiz about what they saw, nobody would be able to answer anything other than questions about Adam Derwitz. Like, I can't remember what the guitarist looked like or what shirt the drummer was wearing. I can remember everything about Adam Derwitz, and that just goes to show he was the focal point of this song. I know we're going to talk a lot about the beautiful women Adam Derwitz has dated, and also, it's not going to be the last time we talk about Courtney Cox on this episode, but just to make it clear.
As long as it's Courtney in front of
it. But just to make it clear, Mr. Jones is about Marty Jones, a friend of lead singer Adam Derwitz. Before Derwitz joined the Counting Crows, he and Marty Jones were in a band together called the Himalayans. So the song is not about Adam Derwitz's penis, as a lot of people, you know, sort of thought. It's about an actual Mr. Jones. So about the song, Adam explained, it's really a song about my friend Marty and I. We went out one night to watch his dad play. His dad was in a band, and we were in San Francisco in the Mission, and we were watching his dad play this old flamenco troupe. And after the gig, we all went to this bar called the New Amsterdam in San Francisco on Columbus, and we all got completely drunk. And Marty and I sat in the bar staring at these two girls, wishing that we could talk to them in some way or some form or fashion, but we were too shy. This video doesn't show that, right? We kept joking with each other about, you know, someday we'll be big rock stars, but right now we're losers, and, you know, we're low budget musicians. So I went home that night and I wrote a song about it. That album, August and Everything After, incredible album, guys. I think you both agree with me here. Round Here is the best song off the album, but Mr. Jones launched the Counting Crows. 7 million records sold. The video, Adam Derwitz is a white guy wearing dreads. And your main concern is his dancing?
He's white?
I believe he is.
He's a beautiful man. We'll get that out of the way. Adam, you're the man, bro. Just don't dance.
This is such a time capsule of a video because, yes, it's unabashedly 90s, but it's so well shot that it doesn't have that wear and tear you see in a lot of old music videos that in the 90s. I thought the cinematography was beautiful. I thought the director was amazing. But yes, it was too much Adam jumping around and flapping around. Thrusting, exactly.
He was just squatting. He was like squatting bump, squatting bump, squatting bump.
This is like the music video that played in the background of parties or hangouts. Just a good, fun, energetic song and a very fun visual. Adam Derwitz was very fortunate to become famous before normal-looking guys were acceptable and desired by these famous women. Guys like Derwitz, Rivers Cuomo, Darius Rucker. Hell, I even throw in John Popper from the Blues Traveler. You know, these guys were getting women left and right because everybody was attracted to their talent, not so much their looks, but they had a lot of appeal. They taught us that you don't have to look like someone from outer space or have these perfect features to be sex symbols. So they helped us a lot. This dude is out there with a stained t-shirt, hideous jacket. His belly is jiggling. And Jennifer Aniston saw that and thought, break me off a piece of that. I don't understand it. Listen, if bouncing around looking like you're half out of breath can get you the following women: Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Christina Applegate, Monica Potter, Mary Louise Parker, Winona Ryder, Emmy Rossum. Sign me up, man. I mean, I do the same.
Emmy Rossum?
Yeah, Emmy Rossum, yes.
Jesus Christ, this guy never. I take back every bad thing I said about you, Adam. You're the fucking man. Jesus, give me hope.
I mean, the dude is the reason guys like us outkick our coverage when we ask women out who are out of our league. Adam Derwitz is a hero. He is not to be insulted because he's done so much. Obviously, we can't sing like him, so we're fucked.
I can dance better, though. I can fucking dance better. I guarantee you that.
He bounces around. He flails his arms. I mean, but if you write A Long December, you can wear extensions and eat some double quarter pounders. I think you're okay. Like I said, his roster is deep. And he became famous for writing a song about...
Apparently that's not the only thing that's deep.
About he and his buddy too nervous to talk about pretty girls at a bar. Can you imagine if we all had that inspiration? I want something so badly, I'm going to do something truly remarkable so I can make sure I can get it. He put his mind to it. He achieved it over and over again. Yes, he can't dance, but my man is doing all the dancing in the sheets. What do you think about it, Joseph?
It's bad. It's funny. It's so funny that it's bad, or it's so bad that it's funny. I don't know how you could put that any way you want.
That's what Jennifer Aniston told him.
But I mean, he's like, I know the song it's an upbeat song. It's a very upbeat song. It's you know, the context of it is, as Randy explained, it's not necessarily about having a great time, but the song is upbeat. It makes people want to have a good time, or even live, like maybe if they're playing this live and you're there watching it, you bob a little bit, you bob and weave a little bit. What this guy's doing is just jumping up and down, and
his feet never leave the ground, by the way.
I mean, his calves had to have been killed. His quads had to have been killing him after this video, because he's just kind of squatting up and down, left and right. He's bouncing a little bit, so he's putting a little bit of pressure. By the way, it looks like they're in a 3-story apartment. I don't know what city, but some hardwood floor underneath them. You can't tell me that the neighbors on the first floor were like, will you shut the fuck up with your stupid jumping up and down?
Those damn boots.
Those damn boots. I know it's supposed to be dancing, but I can't help but talk about the wardrobe, since you all have talked about it. I think if I were in the band, or if I was a director, if it was me, because I have a little bit of OCD at times, I would have said, can you please put the fucking jacket on or take it off? Like, will you stop with this
draping it over the shoulder,
half draped shoulder thing? Like, if you're jumping up and down is causing it to fall off your shoulder, then just take it off, or button it up or something. I cannot stand this. And he picks it up while he's bouncing up and down. Every now and then he lifts his arms and he kind of picks it up out of his shoulder, and then he goes fall down again, because he's just doing the same little jumpy jump, bouncy bounce. I mean, I'll give Axl Rose doing his little sway is better than this. He doesn't move a lot. He's holding his microphone stand, and he does this little, like, shimmy sway. It's better than what this guy's doing next to the microphone, just hopping up and down. This is a little hop dance you do when you're just kind of like, I don't know.
When you're standing in front of the mirror, like getting dressed after that's
you're trying to put your pants on or something, like,
oh, you're real fucked up at the end of the night and you're getting undressed to get ready for bed. You do this.
He just does this one whole thing throughout the entire video, and yeah, it's bad. I mean, walk away from the mic a little bit. You don't have to, I don't know. But like Bob said, who are we to talk? I don't dance, so
I will say,
but it is funny. It's very funny.
Joseph, you mentioned that, the consistency with the jacket, either take it off, or leave it on, or button it up. There's no way that jacket would have buttoned up. I mean, that would have been the video for Long December, trying to button that fucking jacket, because he had a little belly going on, and he had a tight t-shirt. So there's no way that jacket would have buttoned up. Either take it. I think that jacket was too small.
Like after some time, wouldn't the fringe have bothered you? Like.
That's the macho man.
I don't know, man. It's the band keeps their mouth shut, obviously, because who's making the money?
He's the talent.
He's the talent, so you just shut up and play the music and let me bounce up and down. By the way, the rest of the band kind of looks dressed similar, I guess. Well, no, they're all kind of just different. One guy looks like he's in a suit. Everybody else kind of looks like they're just in, chill grunge clothes, drummers in jeans, whatnot. So everybody's out there in this whole thing.
That was Adam Derwitz's look is a lot like. Do you remember that movie PCU? John Favreau playing.
Yes, dude, that's what it was.
They had that. That was a very popular look for a lot of college age students in the 90s. White guys with the dreads and wearing those fringy jackets. So I mean, it was very much of the time. I mean, I guess we could give him credit for that, but in retrospect, just bad decisions all around with the wardrobe and the movement.
I just think he could have done better even with the song.
How did he do any better? Did you hear the list of women he's been with?
No, I mean, like he.
Think about dancing was
dancing wise, you could have just
outfit wise
outfit wise, yeah, sure. There was, like I said, I know it's an upbeat song. It's I don't know. I've never seen people really dance to this when it comes on at a
just shake their head in disgust.
So everybody enjoys listening to it, but anyway. It is what it is.
I'm still marveling at that list of women he's dated. Incredible. Incredible.
Hats off, sir.
He gives a lot of people a run for their money.
He gives Loves a bad name.
Let's go on with our next selection. Joseph, what do you got for us?
All right. So first off, I'm sure all three of us can agree that this is a great fucking song. So I picked I Alone by Live. Probably, Live probably a little bit underrated. I know we talk about them a little bit here and there. Maybe they're rated just good enough, but good songs. Ed Kowalski, whatever his name is, he's got a great voice. So we're not taking anything away from the song. We all agree this is a good song. I Alone is a great song. I'm here to talk about the video, obviously. So right off the back, you're a little puzzled. He's right up in your grill, right up in the TV screen. And as we talked earlier, there's this old episode of Beavis and Butthead where Butthead tells Beavis, like, once they're watching this, those are classic Beavis and Butthead episodes where they're watching music videos, and I loved it. It's hilariously funny right off the back. He's like, I think this dude is checking you out. And he goes, no, he's not. He's like, I like what I see. I'll be right over. It's fucking hilarious, dude. I love old Beavis and Butthead episodes. Anyway, so we got two dance situation here. Ed the singer and Chad the drummer. Chad Gracie. He's the guy waiting in the wings, like if he's gonna jump in the jump rope line, or he's about to like bust out some like sick, breakdancing moves on the cardboard on the street, something like that. He's just standing around there, kind of like, okay, is it my turn? Who's waiting for his turn? Anyway, I don't know if this is like Ed's own version of peacocking. He's flailing his arms all around, and he busts out like a few wing flaps. I saw that a few times, and all while looking extremely scared of what he's doing. Like he's got terrified look in his eyes. Like maybe he realizes he's making a mistake in the moment. He mixes in a little bit of what I'm calling the step back, bro. Like he's like pushing his arms up in the air, like he's terrified of something in front of him. Like stay back. It's I don't know what he's doing. He does this again later before the second chorus, and that's really like where things
really
kick off,
all he's got.
It's really all he's got, right? And then at one point he's mixing in a bit of air surfing. He's like or skateboarding. Maybe he's air squirting. That's weird.
Air squirting, like a Back to the Future.
Air skateboarding. It looks like he's trying to like find his balance while also riding the wave. The 2-minute mark of the video is where I think he really starts to get comfortable with what he's doing, and he starts busting out what I'm referring to as like thunderclap moves, except without the clap. He's not clapping his hands, but he's doing like You know that, like, I know you all can't see me at home, but the guys can see me.
You wish you could. You wish you could.
He's doing this like little weird. It's like the thunderclap without the
Tai
clap.
Chi.
I'll talk about Chad just a bit because he pretty much just does the same thing throughout the entire video. He's like pre-mosh, you know, he's about to enter the mosh pit, but he looks like, you know, he gets scared at the last minute and chickens out. So he runs back, you know, to his little corner, and then he just keeps running back and forth. But he's doing his own little thing. He's just, but was mainly just like kind of a little bit of moshing, a little bit of not, but the focus is here is on Ed, and he just kind of does this weird, terrified tribal dancing with mixing in of going to like the camera, because the camera, I guess, is supposed to be the perspective of the person that the song is to, and he keeps to go be sweet to them, and then runs back and does all his crazy shit. Really weird shit was going on. Again, I'll mention the Beavis and Butthead clip with for Chad, the drummer. He's like, maybe he got there and they said, "Where are your drums?" "Oh, I thought they were in the van." "You mean you didn't bring your drums?" "Okay, well, it's your own fault. You're gonna have to wander around like a butt munch for the whole video."
Got that line.
It's just, you know, it's great song. Like I said, just terrible decisions on with whatever they were the two were doing. Like, I don't know why he wasn't drumming in the video. I don't think I've ever been able to find that out. Hopefully maybe Randy did. But you know, they're just kind of doing the thing. Like, what do you guys think?
Live was a great band for me in college, and they're a great band in college, a great band. Sort of seven.
Nacho, how old are you?
6 degrees of separation for Jennifer Aniston. Ed Kowalczyk was the waiter in Fight Club, which starred Brad Pitt, who dated Jennifer Aniston, who dated Adam Derwitz. There you go. Little connection there. So yeah, I got the Beavis and Butthead video calling the drummer a butt munch. The drummer had no idea what to do in this video. I'm not drumming. I'm just going to pace around and look like a dumbass, because that's what he looked like. To me, he was the one that got the short end of the stick in this video. At least you see Ed Kowalczyk. You see, like, he looks like some sort of like I don't know, like religious guy / Buddhist / I don't know what look he's going for here, but you kind of expect his movements from a guy that looks like he does. But the drummer has a tucked in shirt. He looks like, you know, he's a sophomore in high school, and he's walking around just pacing back and forth like he has no idea what the hell's going on. And by the way, the original members of Live, they all hate each other now. And I found a way they could make up with each other. Have them sit, have a few drinks, and watch this music video. If they're not laughing their asses off and hugging at the end of that therapy session, they're not human. So
there's no hope.
I'm sure that once he saw the video, he was like, I can't believe y'all made me do that shit. I hate this band. You know, the single still camera. This is like angry, depressing dancing. It's almost like a seance. They all are trying to conjure up an evil spirit that told Ed Kowalczyk that his rat tail was cool. Live had like a 5-year apex. Their breakout album, Throwing Copper, is incredible. I think we all agree with that. Best song on the album, in my opinion, is All Over You. Most famous song, most famous song is Lightning Crashes. Selling the Drama was a lot of people's introduction to the band, and the video for that song isn't bad. But I Alone, the follow-up video, was okay. These guys rock. They're a cool song, but their first hit, this is a watershed song for them, and they fucked it up with this music video. I mean, it's just incredible how they fumbled that. The video for I Alone was directed by Tim Pope, the mastermind behind a series of offbeat clips from The Cure. This video, of course, featured a shirtless Ed Kowalczyk, mugging for the camera with a band. I've probably pronounced his name 5 different ways by now. Anyway, he's mugging for the camera with a band.
Let's go with Ed.
Let's go with Ed, yeah. Rocking out in the background next to a dead tree. And Ed says, I was taking off my shirt a lot those days, Ed recalled. And the haircut was my idea. I had a nice little Fu Manchu braid going on, and which I kept for about a year until it became too hard to stop, and it started to look disgusting. These days, my daughters are like, Dad, you look so weird, but I loved it. And Ed Kowalczyk had such a great voice. This song is so good. It deserved a much better music video. The energy here is completely misplaced. I'm sorry, when you're on a bland set with a dead tree, what else can you do? The first thing I noticed was Kowalczyk's wedding ring, because of course he's saying, back off ladies, this man is spoken for. Then he has this strange energy of a guy who's being pulled back from a fight. It's just weird. His body gyrations. It's like, hold me back, fellas. I will say this. The other band members' outfits are great. I wish we could still dress like that. I know that the video tries to implement biblical and spiritual meanings, but again, I go back. It's 4 friends in their parents' living room jumping off couches. And that's the sort of energy they have. I think this song is amazing. I think like you and Bob, I think I like Live a lot. I thought they were an amazing band, one of the most underrated 90s alt bands. But this video was a total dumpster fire, and it was terrible dancing. You're absolutely. I don't even know if we could call it dancing. Whatever this was, it was terrible. What do you think, Bob?
This is why no grunge artist should ever dance. No rockers. I've said it multiple times. Ed, oh man, it looks like I think he nailed it in the head, dude. It looks like he's gonna get in a fight, dude. He's picking up his hands to like the bigger dude that's about to kick his ass. Like, hey, bro, that wasn't me. I didn't take your girl. And it's a lot of like weird kind of interaction between the two. It's a defensive position, definitely. Hands up, like, oh shit, like back up. Don't hit me, bro. Not in the face. He does have his rat tail. Fucking swing that thing around, man. Whip that shit around. Tira chingazos way. Come on, man. You're better than that, Ed. Gotta be the man. It's a weird dance. You know what though? This is what I expected a rocker to dance like. Very defensive. It's very stiff. It's very like awkward and tight movement. He doesn't have a shirt on. This is what I expect a rocker to dance like. He has no like aspirations to do the fucking moonwalk or to have any kind of rhythm or anything like that. He's not, Drake dancing in the Hotline Bling. He's not trying to like look cool. He's just, a rocker trying to do whatever the fuck he can in the music video because the director said, hey, man, try to move around a lot. Yeah, do something like that. So I don't blame him too much. I guess you could call it dancing, but this is what you expect a rocker to dance. Like, this is what you expect him to look like in the 90s. A grunge artist to dance. They asked Kurt Cobain to dance. He'd probably do something similar, dude. You don't know what the fuck to do because we're not about that life. We're about the music life. And yeah, great band, a bunch of great hits. Very underrated, I think, for the 90s. That alternative sound, that grunge sound, I think they're really, really underrated. They're a great band, dude. And it's sad that they all hate each other. They should definitely get together and have a beer and watch this video and make fun of Ed's hair and the shitty dancing. That would have worked out really well.
I'd actually love to see these guys live. I Alone, one of their like kind of, I don't want to say a breakout hit, but like one of like you said something about that, right? You were like,
yeah, I thought those was their big break. They had what's that other song? Selling the Drama was their first single, but this was a big hit, yeah.
And it was a big hit, and it was I don't want to say I don't know if it's their first video, but I've seen the other videos from this band. Dolphins Cry, Lightning Crashes, Run to Their Water. They can make, like, I don't know whose vision this was for this video. I don't know if Ed had any creative, or the band themselves have any creative say in these videos, but go watch Dolphins Cry. That's a great song. The video is tremendous. It goes with the song.
Was there dancing?
The same thing. No, there was no dancing. Exactly. Run to the Water is it's a little bit of it's
a good song.
They're all good songs.
Bikini's Juice, yeah.
That I wish that one had
Bikini Juice.
It's just I don't know, like it's just weird. Like maybe they saw that first video and they're like, okay, we got to do something different because this shit is
going a different direction.
Weird. We're gonna go in a different direction with our next couple of videos, and they were great videos and great songs, obviously. So it kind of just it goes to what we said. It's not a bad song, but what do we remember most about this video? The weird fucking like dancing between the two guys, and well, not the two guys, but like the two guys that are dancing, and the whole freak out. You remember that. It fucking seared into your brain.
I think Live also has the misfortune of having one of the worst band names because, of course, they couldn't predict Google and Wikipedia, but try typing Live. You'll have, and try typing Live Band. You're going to get live bands like in your area. It's just
Live the band.
It's impossible to try to find them. So they couldn't predict it, but terrible name for a band. Maybe it was cool in the 90s, but doesn't work out now. So we'll go with our final selection. That belongs to me. For worst dancing in a music video, I selected Bruce Springsteen, Dancing in the Dark. I love Bruce Springsteen. He's one of my favorite artists, but I cannot explain this one, nor can I defend it. I do love this song, but the video, it ruins it for me a little bit. If you listen to the lyrics, it's a dark tone. If you play this somberly and acoustically, you get the true meaning of this song. And much like Bruce's catalog, it's very deep, thoughtful, and meaningful. I think Bruce still plays this song, and he plays it, third from the last song, and he always gets this reaction. For the longest time, I know he'd pull up a woman from the crowd and recreate the dance he shares with Courtney Cox. There she is again, that in the music video. However, this was the height of Bruce Springsteen's popularity. And it was the height of pop and monoculture. And when you're a huge mainstream star in the pop world, you need a pop hit. Springsteen's manager, John Landau, felt that the Born in the USA album lacked a killer single. And Bruce wrote this song about his own alienation and feelings of despair. So this wasn't a feel-good song. You listen to the lyrics, they're very dark, but put it to pop music and everything changes. So they took this song about Bruce's fatigue and turned it into a pop smash. Number 2 on the Billboard charts of that year, one of the biggest singles of that year. They added a catchy synth line, and the rest is history. Bruce Springsteen wrote 70 songs for Born in the USA. His manager didn't think any of them could be a hit. Dancing in the Dark was the 71st song he wrote. They put it on there. It became the biggest hit of the album, and it went on to become, multi-platinum, one of the biggest albums in the 80s. Bruce is a soul-bearing blue-collar singer whose songs are about living the struggle, living for love, and not having. He had no business whatsoever dancing. So now the video. The original concept of the video was to have Springsteen literally dancing in the dark. Bruce didn't agree with the director, Dan Pearl's vision, and he was very famous for shooting Every Breath You Take by the Police. So they parted ways, and in came Brian De Palma, very famous filmmaker that we've known for some great movies. We know that we were in trouble when we saw Bruce's leg rhythmically shaking. And then he put some shoulder movements to it. We're losing Bruce right at this time. We're losing him. He's leaving. Then Bruce starts flailing his arms and he's gone. We've lost the everyman Bruce was. He was now a full-fledged MTV pop star, and he had like 3 or 4 dance moves. Forget Bruce singing about real problems. He's trying to recreate an Elvis feel with his hips gyrating. We cut to Clarence Clemens, the sax player, who has been hanging around Bruce too much, and he's dancing with this hand clap and this sway above his head, and it just I don't know. It was
having a good time. He's having a good time.
He's having a great time. Yeah, you can't fault him for that. Then we get our first ever look at Courtney Cox before the Botox, before Friends, before Ace Ventura, before Family Ties. A fresh-faced Courtney Cox, and Courtney and Bruce proceed to have the most awkward white person dance in history. I think there was supposed to be a spark there, but it's like 2 drunk people at a wedding. There just wasn't anything manifesting there. And Bruce is so fixated on his dancing and his horrible spins that he never bothers to make eye contact with Courtney Cox. And he missed out on a magical moment. There's a moment where Courtney Cox kind of gives him a flirty look, and Bruce is just too busy trying to count his steps. He just wasn't that coordinated. Courtney later lamented how she's embarrassed about how she danced in the video and was also nervous. She went over through the audition process. They had her dancing in front of all these casting agents, and she said it was a very awkward experience because she wasn't a professional dancer, nor was she known for dancing. But I think that was the sort of genuine treat of it, because when you get somebody up there who's just dancing like your normal everyday person, I think that's the look that they were going for. They didn't want anybody who had this mega appeal of somebody who looks like this event was staged. It was staged, obviously, but Courtney Cox did a great job of playing this this is a surreptitious moment I'm having. I'm going to jump on stage and I'm going to have this very clandestine dance with the greatest pop star of one of the greatest pop stars of the time. And Alfonso Ribeiro, who we all know as Carlton, designated and designed the Carlton dance that he so often performed on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It was inspired by Bruce Springsteen's dancing in this video. Alfonso Ribeiro says that the dance is a mashup of the Dancing in the Dark moves and Eddie Murphy's White Man dance from his concert film Raw. So this song is great. I think for the most part, we all like these songs. All of these are fantastic songs, but the video, they left a sort of a bad taste in our mouths. And I think this is one of those videos that, as incredible as Bruce Springsteen is, I don't think we ever saw him dancing again. I don't think we ever saw him in that sort of light again. I think he did it once. He saw what a mistake it was, and he said, I'm not going to do it again. And that's why I think this is the worst dancing in the music video. What do you guys think?
That was George Michael, sir. I'm never going to dance again. I think you got it twisted here. You can't start a fire without a spark, Randall. This was the spark, the dancing. I think you have it a little confused. I think you're over-exaggerating just a little bit. This wasn't bad dancing. This is typical 80s white guy dancing at a party, dude. You said it yourself. Like, even Carlton said it. I took Bruce Springsteen and then Eddie Murphy, doing the white guy dance. This is typical 80s dancing for a white dude, okay? We talked about Rick Astley. We talked about different 80s guys. Like, this is the same shit, dude. This isn't embarrassing, terrible. This is the kind of dancing you do when you don't really got a lot of moves. You're like, fuck it, I can just do the little snap. He snaps like a white guy He kind of moves a little bit like a white. He really only has one or two moves. This is most of us at a wedding here when we don't really have much going on for us. I know you did mention that, Courtney Cox and hers. I think she did a great job looking kind of awkward as well. Yeah. Like, it wasn't planned. You did mention her giving him flirtations. Like, she's like 14 in the fucking video.
I think she's 18.
He probably has a wife and 8 kids at that point in time. God damn it. He's like 40 years old there, dude. So he's not going to look at her in the eyes. He's trying to concentrate. Left, right, snap, left, right, snap, snap. Oh, I fucked up again. I got to do it again. I don't think it's embarrassing dancing. I think it's just typical dancing for that era, dude, for the 80s. I did think that Adam Sandler did a great job mocking this and doing this on that. I love the can't stop. He does a great job with the dance and with the singing and going over the top. I think he does a great job with that. But yeah, this is it's typical dancing, man, for there. If you look at most 80s rock videos where the lead singer, a dude, tries to dance, you're going to find that most of them have bad moves, but like typical moves, like, the snap thing is a thing, dude. Snapping your fingers to try to find some kind of rhythm. So I don't know, man. I don't think it's bad dancing. I just think it's typical for the decade.
It's bad. This goes back to what it is. It's bad because it's funny, or it's funny because it's bad. It's unnecessary. You know what? This song, it's like, okay, like, so another one of these songs where like, okay, the lyrics are, the tone of the song is completely it's different from the overall lyrics or like the meaning of the song and whatnot. No, it's like Mr. Jones is so upbeat. It's like, it is a good song. Everybody's having a good time. You're looking at the crowd, which, by the way, I know, like, okay, so I've never really asked questions on this, but like, so listening to you, so obviously it's staged. It wasn't a pretty good staged live concert. I mean, you got everybody jamming. Everybody looks like they're having a hell of a time. The crowd's doing better than what Bruce was doing, because what Bruce was doing was so unnecessary. Like, it's a good song. It's so out of character. It's not the Bruce Springsteen, especially not now.
He's the spark, Joseph.
It's a strut. Like, it's a weird strut. I don't know if it's he seems very confident. He seems very happy. He's doing all these weird things. It's more funny to me than bad. But that's not to say that it's not good either. That it's good. I mean, it's just really funny. It seems so out of character. Like I said, we laugh at this. Like, I think if we showed this to kids today, or if like teenagers saw this, they'd probably laugh at it too. They wouldn't know who any of these people are. But
turn into a TikTok fucking dance.
Oh, they definitely know Courtney Cox. Friends is still as big as ever. Yeah,
no, that's true.
Yeah.
But like they would probably laugh at this. Like he looks like he's gonna do a cartwheel at one point where he turns and he's got the arms out and the legs out. I'm like, it's funny. It's really funny to me. That's what it is.
It's incredible that this is such a time capsule. Not only because Bruce was this big superstar, but you had 20-year-old Courtney Cox in the audience. They cut to her several times, and he brings her on stage, and that last like 10 seconds of the video is just them dancing awkwardly, zero chemistry. And Bruce
was all right.
You thought it was all right?
Well, I mean, they seemed like they were doing the same thing.
It's like typical high school dancing together. Like, you first meet him for the first time, you just started dating, and you go to the high school dance. Like, how are you going to dance? Probably like that.
I wouldn't say that they didn't have like chemistry. They looked like they were doing the same thing. Like, they looked like they were actually dancing. Like, okay, you're doing like it's just like a swing. At
least she danced with him. Imagine if Courtney Cox walked in and Friends walked into that apartment and seeing Adam Duritz dancing. You think she would do the same shit, or she would be like, no, fuck. What was I thinking? She'd probably walk out.
You guys mentioned that famous SNL skit. Courtney Cox once hosted SNL, and Adam Sandler came in dressed as Bruce Springsteen in the Dancing in the Dark video and tried to get her to dance. And she was like, okay, thank you, Bruce. And he's walking away dancing, doing the funniest walk away dance. And then he runs back up to sing another line.
It goes higher. Fucking Adam Sandler was epic in that skit, dude.
Just an over exaggeration. I wake up in the evening. I mean, but you got to admit, Bruce Springsteen didn't dance before. He hasn't danced since. No. I think this was a sort of like, what the hell am I doing? But it did lead to a number 2 single and probably one of his biggest hits of all time. And he still sings the song. So can't fault him for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he likes the song. So guys, great episode. Closing questions. Last thoughts on bad dancing music videos.
Everything is so popular on social media platforms. When they explode, you see everybody doing the exact same thing in videos. So, or their own TikTok videos or their own, mainly TikTok. It's just, if it's so fucking popular, you're going to see it in a music video and people are going to love it. So I think that those days are done where we're like, because I couldn't think of anything recent where you saw some weird dancing in a music video. It's all in like 90s and 80s. And the 2000 stuff. I know none of us really mentioned any 2000s. We didn't have any like 2000s pick because everything was so choreographed. It was
nobody mentioned the dude from the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. He was a terrible.
Oh
fucking
yeah,
dancer.
yeah.
Like he gets the cake because he did that shit in every episode, in every music video. So that guy deserves the bad dancing music video award of all time. That guy should get it.
Mick Jagger had to prance so people like Usher could gyrate. I mean, dancing is going to be commonplace. It's as big now as it's ever been. It's a energy manipulator. So people love these videos. They love seeing people dance, and you see it in concerts now. You watch any Taylor Swift concert, a lot of her songs are dance performance, and she's got a bevy of dancers out there, and people love it, and it's entertaining. It adds to the overall experience. And Bob, what are your thoughts on dancing in music videos?
I think the bad dancing actually enhances the music video. I think it makes it hilarious looking back at them now. You know, the styles, the dancing, the moves, you know, they're very time period like focused. You know, the dancing for, like we mentioned, Bruce Springsteen was very of the 80s. Seeing an Adam Duritz dance like that in the 90s, or a grunge or alternative rocker like Ed Kay was doing in his video, like they're all very much of the time, the outfits and everything that they did. So I think it's good, man. It's something to look back on. You watch the music video, be like, man, this song was epic, but the dancing was so terrible. But it makes you want to watch the music video and not just listen to the song, because you know they both go hand in hand. By the way, I just sent you.
I just made the mistake of seeing it. Yeah.
Did you see the new thumbnail, Joseph? The new.
So Bob just sent us the cover art by Creative Little Pill, and it's all hilarious. Of us. It's all of us as the selections we made for this episode. It's really funny.
It's fucking funny, dude. Look at this. You said it earlier.
I haven't gotten it. Oh, there it is.
You see it, Joseph?
Nice chest, Joseph.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking hilarious.
She is very kind on those pectorals.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Yeah, the hair on you, Randall, is fucking hilarious. And then
I miss it. Yeah.
Speaking of doing that stupid dance, Bob and I got to see Everclear last night, man.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about it. Yeah, let's wrap up with that. Tell us about your experience.
Hearing everything to everyone. That was awesome, man. Yeah. So
it was good, dude.
So posted one video on our Instagram page. I'm sure by now, if you're hearing this, you've already saw it. It was surreal, man. It really was. I more than once spoke to Bob about how just being sixth grade, seventh, 8th grade. So we're talking 96, 97, 98, jamming Everclear songs, mainly Santa Monica. The whole So Much for the Afterglow album, I think, is
great album.
Is incredible. A great album from start to back.
Great, yeah.
And just seeing that live, because we didn't think we'd ever have that opportunity to do so. One, they're an older band. They don't tour as much. Two, they canceled on us, or they were supposed to show up in our area in 2014 with a load of other great 90s bands. It was supposed to be this like really, it was a Summerland tour. It was supposed to be this real awesome event to just get back and enjoy these bands from the 90s that we listened to. Still sounded so amazing, still rocked hardcore. Art sounded incredible too, still to this day. I mean, he's older, his voice is a little bit deeper. It is, I'll just say that. But like, I mean, they seemed to really appreciate everybody being there, which was really awesome. I thought everybody that was there made a lot of noise and really got excited with the songs. It was awesome, man. Songs, each song took me back to a memory or to the first time hearing it. So like it was like going in a time capsule for about what was an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was about an hour and a half, man. What I loved about it was that I was in love with these songs when we were in junior high and high school, and I listened to these songs, religiously. I was big, we were all big alternative rock and rock fans in the 90s and 2000s. But hearing these songs again and singing along with the lyrics and hearing the lyrics live, it hits you differently now that we're basically 40 years old and we have wives and kids and we've been through some life experiences, and now the lyrics are like, holy fuck, I get what this guy's saying. Oh, it has a different take on it. Like I was telling one of our other buddies, Danny, who's been on our show before, and Joe were with me, and I was like, all right, first dude that cries when he hears Father of Mine's buying the next beer round, which I thought was pretty funny. But man, these songs, really great songs, really great lyrics. I think they have a lot more meaning. They're a deeper meaning now that we're like of age.
Yeah, especially I mean, I'm not gonna go too much into it, but like hearing Wonderful
Everything's
came out.
wonderful now. Oh,
Wonderful
that's
came out
good.
during a time in my life, and it just kind of resonated with me with the situation that was going on in my family life. I heard that song a lot when, you know, back in the days, and then hearing it live last night, I was like, honestly, dude, like I
Goddamn allergies.
yeah, borderline got emotional, like hearing it, like, and so it was just a great experience. One that I never thought I'd be able to say that I had. So really great.
I love going to concerts, and we've all been to concerts together. I love watching bands that are no longer at their apex. First of all, the tickets are cheaper, of course, but you're also, it allows you to go back, and you guys exemplified it with your stories. It allows you to remember the time in your life when these albums were recent and when they were hits. Sparkle and Fade and So Much for the Afterglow are two great albums. I think Everclear had a good 3-year run. 95 to about 98 was they had a tremendous run as one of those bands that, I mean, they were putting out hits, they were putting out videos, they were making remarkable music. And of course, things fade out, but the fact that they're still touring and these songs mean so much to us, to me, that outweighs going to like a recent artist and saying, okay, that's the hit I heard on the radio last month and they're playing it. That's awesome. Take me back to 30 years ago when I was trying to figure out life, and that song comes on live. It's totally different. I know what you guys feel, because last year I was at a Smashing Pumpkins concert, and the songs that he was playing from the 90s were more important to me than the recent hits or the recent songs that he was playing. Of course, Billy Corgan wanted to get his recent album out and get it pubbed and all that stuff, but the old tracks, the hits, I mean, you go there and you listen to them and you're like, that's incredible. I'm so glad I got to watch it live. And even though Everclear sort of had a here and there sort of moment with those two big albums, their music was definitely important to us at a time where we were very impressionable and listening to music that really influenced our decisions in our lives.
Yeah, he mentioned that too, about how like Sparkle and Fade is nearly 30 years old.
30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just fucking insane. I really liked Sparkle and Fade, So Much for Afterglow, and then the two songs from American Movie Volume 1 and Volume 2. I thought those were great albums. It was really awesome. The cool thing was, and hopefully they meant it, he said like, thank you, and we want to come back next year. I really hope that's true, because if they do, we're gonna go again. I'm gonna go again.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'll be there again.
It was such a great time. I will go see it again. They ended the night with a cover of Molly's Lips. And that was really fucking cool.
Great
song.
Really
badass. Yeah.
Nirvana's Molly's Lips. Let me ask you guys one thing. Was the biggest pop the guitar intro to Santa Monica? Was that the biggest pop of the night?
No, I think it was it Everything is Wonderful Now? Santa Monica was the second last song they played, and it was a big pop. But I think that
I think it would be a tie between Santa Monica and Everything to Everyone.
Yeah, and you mean Everything to Everyone? Yeah, that was
great video too.
Yeah,
excellent. I'm glad you guys got to enjoy them, man. And
it's cool, dude.
Everclear, a great band and great band from our youth. That's our show, everyone. Listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up and let us know what you think the worst dancing in a music video is. Most importantly, let us know what you think about the show. You may reach us at formidableopponents@gmail.com and follow us on all forms of social media by searching for Formidable Opponents. We want to thank Creative Little Pill for her great and hilarious artwork. You're not going to want to miss this one. Please follow her on her Instagram at Creative Little Pill. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on any podcast platform you're listening to us on. Join us next episode. We're taking a break next week, spring break, doing some trips. So we'll be back in 2 weeks with best breakfast cereal. So for Bob and Joseph, this is Randall. We'll be back in 2 weeks. See y'all.
I like what I see. I'll be right over.
And start a fire without a spark.